and welcome to another stream. Yeah, so this one's a little bit different. So I'm not technically doing a game, I think, but I am trying to, what is it? Learn Box2D. So for people who don't know, Box2D version 3 has recently come out. So this is technically the re-implementation written in pure C. And a couple days, because after the release, literally a couple days later, I just added it to the Odin vendor library. Now, Box2D, as people may not know, is a 2D physics engine which has been used in many games over the years. And I finally added it because we finally got something that, well, was great. Now, today's stream is me going to be learning Box2D, at least the new API, rather than, say, I don't know, just make a game. But if it turns out it's really simple to make, then it's going to be a game very, very quickly. If you know what I mean. So, before we start, I think the idea is, because I'm on Twitch right now, I'm going to be needing to post this onto the Twitters and such. And, yeah. If I post that there. Greetings. I'm posting that there to where you need to go. Now, I need to make sure I set up another project ready. Sorry, I'm just literally, I'm doing this all live on stream, obviously, because this is the correct way to do things, all right? And also, I'm doing the same outfit I did for the Primogen stream, because why not? So, for anyone who watched the Primogen stream, I hope you enjoyed it live. The recording's not out yet at the time of this stream is live, but it will be there eventually. So, if I go to here, right, let's call this. Let's set up this new project, and you can probably see exactly how I'm setting this up now. Oh, right. So if I go back to this screen now, you can see here, this is just new Sublime text thing. So I'm going to create a new file called build.bat. Put the echo off, obviously. And then we're going to call the Odin project. And then we're going to build the source package, and then the out's going to be called b2d.exe. Right? This is all I'm going to be doing to learn how to do Box2D. Yeah, you've seen the tweet. Yeah, apparently there's the ginger pilled meme now, which is a thing. It really is a thing. Right, we're going to create a new folder. We're going to call that source. This is literally how I used to do game jams. So let's call that main. Why not? Is this drunk stream? I mean, I've got a drink, but I'm not drunk. But let's carry on, shall we? Okay, so we've got our hello world here. And I just said build, not run. There we go, run, it says hello. Perfect. It's already done. That's the stream done, ready, fine. Wait, I said Box2D now, didn't I? Right? So, because I've been using in these streams Raylib, I thought I'd carry on and do it. Because it's been alright. Even though I've been having issues with Raylib. Yeah, it's probably what I'm going to need to do, if you know what I mean. So if anyone's got any questions, please tell me. I'm going to increase the font size, don't worry. I'm just literally getting everything set up live on stream, kind of like all live, obviously. So if I remember Raylib at all, I'm going to hit a window and I'm going to go for like, this is going to be, I don't know, Box2D idea, right? Is it? Also, I'm going to add Raylib to this. Wait. There we go. I've added Raylib to the bunch now. Is it close window? Yeah, it is close window. So that was fine. I'm then going to set my target FPS. Set target FPS to 144. If people are asking why is it 144, well, my monitor is 144. So there you go. Like that. And then there's like RL begin drawing, RL end drawing, RL clear background. I like to go with a nice, I don't know, sky bluey color like that. And look, that loads. I don't know if that's big enough for you guys, but we'll probably go slightly bigger. Yeah, I've got a massive monitor as well, so clearly, yeah, I'm going to have to go big with this, if you know what I mean. Ah, wonderful, right? Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, I understand that get frame time is delta time. You should see the rest of the previous streams, man. I've been learning. I have been learning. So, now, I'm already home, so we can't go big. You're right. But what I can do is figure out how to use the Box2D. So if I now also add folder, vendor, Box2D. Right, there we go. I now have Box2D here as well. Woohoo! Isn't this wonderful? So, I can figure out what we need to do. I remember, if I remember this correctly, we're going to import B2, so that is Box2D. B2 is the prefix they use everywhere. So, set length, units per meter. And then this is going to be 128, I'm thinking, or... No, let's not do that. It's 256. So this is pixels per meter. I'm setting that to be, yeah? Bit of an old approach, but it's how I used to do it. It is world def, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. I need some gravity. I cannot remember how to do this, but okay, so let's call this length units per meter. Or they do it the other way around, even though they've typed it wrong, whatever. I can't remember if it has to be negative or not, so I think it's not negative. If I remember correctly, but we'll find out. World, let's call this def. ID B2 create world, and I can pass the world depth into there. Yeah. And then when we're done with this, isn't there a world def? Is it delete, destroy world? There we go. Oops, not def. World ID. That. Now it's going to tell me B2, well, that's meant to be set. Okay, great. Is this, where's an LSP? Where? This is Sublime Text. Like, I'm confused by the question. I'm still finding out where's the LSP. Right. We need to get some boxes going, right? Let's do a box. Yeah. Make box. I don't know what size it was. Let's do a meter, right? So 256 pixels by 256 should be good enough, right? We've got a box. but I need to give it a body. So box body def, default body def, dynamic body, position, position, and I don't know what it's at. We're gonna do. We're gonna have somewhere in the middle of the screen. So should we go like a 1000 by 500 or something like that? The body ID, that's going to be create body, world ID, and then the body def. No, that's what am I doing? It's not on that. That's what I want. I know what I'm doing, right? Okay, so that was there, but now effectively for the body, I need to draw where it is being drawn from. Yeah. So first off, we need to get the b.body get world point. There's the body ID. I keep changing my bloody conventions because I'm silly. Negative entity extent. Entity extent? No. There's no extent. What am I doing? I'm thinking ahead. What am I doing? I never set the size. This was the box size, right? Yeah. That's what I want. Extent. v2 vec2. You know what? I don't even have to do that. .x, .y. That's what I wanted. And then what I need to do is draw a box. Draw rectangle. And I might... Oh, God, this is so big. Sorry, it's too big for me. I know people want it slightly bigger, but... There's rectangle there. V. Let's go for pro, shall we? So we have the rect. The origin. Which is going to be like half the extent, I guess. It doesn't really matter, does it? But I guess it does. The rotation. And then we want a color. So let's just go for like a bright orange. Yeah, there is a get rotation, but the rotation isn't the right one. So... Okay, but I know there's some like math functions in here. There's like an A tan 2, so get angle, there we go. Rotation, I need a rect now, don't we? So rect is going to be RL rect. Angle. It's going to be, we've got the point. Get world point? Is it get world body get? It is world point. Yeah. Oh, gay. Oh, I got the wrong one. So that's that done, which is great news. But we haven't done a step yet, so I still need to get the delta time. So if I do it up here, RL get delta time, v2 world step, world ID, the delta time. How many? It's iterations. It's still set count. Let's go for, I don't know, 8? A good enough one? We'll get frame time. I swear I set the gravity right. Am I doing that wrong? I have no idea how long I'm streaming for, if that's what you're asking, but thank you very much for the question. But being I'm only just 14 minutes in, I think a bit longer than that. Right, so I've created this box. Well, I've created a box, but have I done anything with it? Very good question. Because I've created a body, right? But that body doesn't have any information to it. Because I'm a moron. Right? Created the body. I need to do a shape, apparently. Okay. Like that. And then it's B to create polygon shape. So we have the body ID in there, the shape def, and then the box. We could probably call that polygon. It is a polygon it returns. And then its results must be handled, so that's the shape ID. And then we can destroy a shape afterwards. Oh, look at that! Look at that! We got it! We got it! So if people aren't seeing, look at that! It works! Now, yeah, that works. We now need to add a floor. And I remembered why I didn't do negate it, because I'm doing it screen coordinates. I can't remember which way. It doesn't really matter, does it? So this is positive because Y is down for these coordinates. Probably not the best thing if I'm actually going to design a game, but for the time being, it's going to be fine, I think. So, yeah. Okay, so that is pretty cool. We've got that working so far in like, what, 10 minutes? Okie dokes. Oh, right. So, what now? I need to create a ground somehow. But the ground... That needs to be not like... That needs to be immutable, like it can't move. Or maybe we could also, with the box, just make it a little bit... Yeah. Everything's going to be in that. So, God, how do I figure this out? I need a tau in there, really. So it's 2 times b2 pi. Yeah. And I want a... 1/8 of a turn. Yeah, let's go for like that. That wasn't right. Is that not right? Oh yeah, it isn't because I'm not getting the I am getting the rotation. How peculiar. But I've just said define it. Angle. Yeah. That should have been fine. I don't know. Raylib does have basic collisions, yeah, but it doesn't have physics. Not at all. So, that's kind of one of the reasons. So there's the box, all this crap here. We now need how do I put it? A way to put a position, we need a ground, right? But I'm just trying to figure out how I would define the ground, because if I do a body def, right? It should tell me like the mass. Is it fixed rotation? Is awake? Is enabled? Automatic mass? Body Yeah, if it's static. Ah, I did say it was dynamic. I'm a moron. I'm already a moron, right? So. This is going to be the ground. Its position is already going to be further down. So let's go to about, oh, I don't know, 1200. That's going to be a static. Right. Ground ID. Okay. And that one's going to be that. And then we can do the exact same thing for the ground. But the ground is going to be a different color. So let's go for, I don't know, a bit of a green. Whoops. That just, it just stops. But the... Yeah, it just stopped there. That's interesting. I'm still not figured out why there's no rotation here. Like, that should have worked. And look, the math's right, so... Let's just put one radian in there. There we go. So there was something there. World ID, ground ID. Box polygon. Let's say it's going to be the full width. So let's say that's like 2000 and it's only like 50 pixels high because that's all it needs to be, right? Weird. Why don't I see it? Huh? Practical scope stuff like this. I do use it, but that's not why I've done the scopes. It's so I can just keep reusing the variables and then it's you can see the pattern I'll do. I'll be pulling this code out and then reusing it. So I like copying stuff first to see the pattern. If that makes any sense. It's not to do with like, hey, I want to keep collapsing. If it makes any sense. I still have a sore throat after a week. It's awful. Fall off the world? I don't think so. Like maybe, when it says got this center, maybe we could just ignore the centers for the time being, right? Right, look, but that's where it's getting drawn. Local point. Yeah, see what I mean? So this is probably wrong what I'm doing still. So I can't figure out like it's still wrong. Like, this is probably should be at 0. No, not even that. 560 divided by 2 will get me 280, isn't it? So that should be in the center of the screen now. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know why I was doing the negation bit. Well, I do know, but not really. So that... I think that's not right. Something's funny here, right? I'm now just guessing at this point. Like, that worked. So I need to do the... See what I mean? Like, the size isn't right. Yeah, it does use radians. I'm just putting 1 radian in there. But, like, that's not doing it. It doesn't look like the right angle to me. Like, it's still straight. So... I know what I'm doing. So... Oh, is this because... Oh, my God. Is it because Raylib uses degrees? Oh, my God. That is... I understand why, but... Oh, my God. That is retarded. They're not. Okay, so now it rotates correctly and flattens out, but there is still a problem. This isn't in the right place. If I just do 0, 0, 0 here, right? And then do 0, 0 here. You know, let's just ignore all that, because I think I need to do that way around anyway, but... That's not good. Also, is there a restitution thing? Oh, it's part of the shape the restitution is. I would have thought the body was the restitution. Body def had the restitution on it, but I guess not. No, it's the shape. Interesting, that's why it's there. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what? Can you see what I mean? Like, this is meant to be the ground. It's meant to be static. Zero mass, zero velocity. Me manually moved. Or is it kinematic? Maybe I'm trying to figure out what the ground is meant to be. Maybe it's... I don't even need to set a type. It should be static, right? Do kinematic. And I also do the restitution to be like, oh no, a half. Like that, yeah? So what the heck is going on here? Because this is clearly not right. And if I went back to that 8 enough, it'll bounce up around a lot like that. Look. What the heck is going on? Am I doing... What am I doing wrong? Yeah, what am I doing wrong? Hello, right. Unless I've hit a bug in Box2D already. Oh, look, it thinks the ground's up here now. What the... See what I mean? I'm going to just pull this out here and do like a draw. Let's call this draw, I don't know, entity. Yeah, there's a reason why I wrote the code that I did, because look, it's in a block already. So we could have the body ID, the extent, and then we have also, that should be it actually. Oh yeah, the color. This is why I wrote the code I did, because you can see the pattern now, right? What? This stuff... Does anybody know what's going wrong? Anybody? At all? Yes? No? You don't know? Can you repeat the question? I feel like it's just been... Something is not being rendered correctly, is what I feel. Like that's the bit I don't understand, is the local point. What is the local... No, that's world point, yeah. Get a world point of a body given a local point. So is this local point not local to the body, but local to my... That's where I'm a little bit confused. I thought that was like... I'm a moron. I'm just reading the docs. And the extent is not the size. It's half extent, isn't it? Look. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's half extent. That's what I mean. It's not the size. So this is the extent. It's not the actual size of the thing. So the size of the thing is twice that. Okay. But they're huge now. So let's go 128 by 128 by 1000 by 128. No, let's not even do that. Let's go by 64 again. The position is in a very weird place. So let's go like... that should be fine, actually, position-wise, but it isn't. What the f... What the f... That made no sense. Like, no sense at all. Look at that. But even then, well, what's going on here? This is pure jank. Now, again, I hope I haven't hit Box2D bugs, but like, okay, there's the ground, but the ground is being rendered in a place that doesn't look right. What? Sorry, what? Yeah. This makes no sense. Like, none at all. So, how am I retarded is the real question. Like, that looks correct, but the floor doesn't. Which makes me wonder I'm doing something very wrong. There's the ground polygon, yeah, there's the ground extent. This is the body definition, it's static compared to the other one which is dynamic. That's the shape ID. Yeah. Why is that not rendering in the place that I expect? Or does it matter if I just do 0, 0 and then handle it myself like that? Right? That might be it. It just might be because I'm trying to counteract it for something I shouldn't be counteracting for because I'm putting the extent in there, which is telling me the center point. And then... Or is it... That's what it was previously. So if I do plus... Okay. Okay, so that doesn't look right still. But now it does. But it's still not... That would have been like that. Now it works. But then I have to put the restitution thing back in. Oh, now it renders fine. Okay. That is just me figuring out what those parameters means. Is it just... Is when you say get position, yeah, but the thing is there's the... I was trying to figure out how to do it from the extent thing. So we had the rotation, because they're in the different coordinate systems. Right, Raylib is and everything, but I'm already handling that. But there we go. Oh, that's me figuring out Box2D. It only took me 40 minutes. Yay. We're getting there, guys. We're going to ship it next, right? We're going to ship it. But right, when I'm drawing these rectangles in Raylib, I want to draw the rectangle, like, lines. I want the outline, effectively, yeah. Hmm. Okay, so now we've got one box like this, yeah? I wonder if I destroy the shape straight away. No, it doesn't do anything. So I need the shape. It needs to be there. Interestingly. So if I create an entity type now, yeah, we can have the body ID is there, and the shape ID can go to there. The extent, do that, and then we can add a color to it as well, like so. So when we create an entity, we can just render the entity directly. This would be like e.that, e, 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 e. For the entity. And then we can create an entity here. So we just create all the entities together. And then I can also do a destroy entity. So it's going to be destroy body, which is last. And then shape. Like that. So if we can create this new box, this will be a new entity that I'm going to create at the end of the day. So box is going to, so we just call this an entity. Or entity destroy, we could call it. But nah, just go for draw, whatever. I'm not really that bothered. So box. Box. Ground. Okay. Now I've just did that, but there's no colors set for any of these, are there? So ground.color, that was the, like, it's something like that, wasn't it? And then the box, that was bright orange. And the extent has not been set either. So that's going to be box.extent. Yeah. And then we need ground.extent. There we go. This is already in the vendor libs, by the way. Not this code, but the Box2D is, by the way. It's just been added a few days ago. So if you... in fact, we could just go to the package.odin. And I go type in Box2D, and look. That's just taking me to the AAB one, but Box2D is here already for you guys. Enjoy. Oh, right. That is looking good. So we can now add some boxes and such. We're supposed to, I don't know, create box. And then the box we can have is the position. And then restitution. We're going to keep the high restitutions at the moment. It creates an entity for us. So this entire thing is this. Yep. And the position I was going to do that was 1,000 by 500. I need to pass the world ID everywhere around, don't I? Okay. Okay, so what went wrong there is what I want to know. It breaks. There we go. So I've got one box, yeah? So I'm going to do this as entities now. Okay, so we've got one box there. Let's create another box. Let's say that's about... We only need an angle on these, don't we? So we do position, rotation. So that was at like 1. Do that at -1. That's going to be a cross by like, I don't know, 300. That wasn't enough. Because we're not even setting it, are we? Like that, yeah? Then we can add another one in here. So that one's going to be like, I don't know, 700. That's going to have 0. No, so that's going to be 0 rotation. That's going to be +1, 0. Great, there we go. So the ground isn't the full ground, but effectively what I'm going to do here is the ground... We'll probably make it a little bit wider. Right? Let's try literally the full width of the monitor. -1 as well. Yeah, that's good. That's getting good, but there needs to be quite a high friction on that. Right, we can also lower that restitution a bit because it just looks a little bit silly now. Okay. We can keep adding all these different shapes to everything. So we can go another one that's 600, and that's going to be like, let's just say 0.5 radians. Yeah. The Unary doesn't do anything. It's just there for readability. That's all it's for. And I'm glad you're enjoying Odin. Thank you very much for trying it. And welcome to the stream. This is the thing. Right? I did 2 on top of each other. That's why. So I was like, oh yeah, duh. But I'll do another one like at 0, 0, 0. Because that's valid Odin, obviously. But the thing is, we could also just... they're all a meter in extent, so they're actually bigger than we want them to be. No, they are the meter wide. Yeah, they are meter wide. So if we made the world smaller... by 128, maybe? Made them 64. Yeah, look at that. We could probably just then add a bunch of things. Yeah, we don't have octal stuff in Odin, no, clearly. It does mean sometimes when you're pasting code, it makes issues, but it's like, it's stupid. It really does. So. Let's go for like 20 entities. The angle that we need to do in here is going to be like that. And that's going to be plus 300 times by I. Let's just do X like that. Sorry, let's do X. But we need to import math. Because what I want... I know, it's mod it by 8. I think that's the right number, yeah? And then this one... No, I don't need to do. X divided by 8. But on the I parameter. Which doesn't matter. There we go. Restitution isn't enough in my opinion. It doesn't feel right. Let's go for a half. And we're going to push it in a little bit further as well. So if I do like 200. There we go. And let's increase that to like 30 entities. And to give it a little bit more fun, as I say. There we go. Some of them just fall off the edges as well. Isn't that great? But now we don't actually know the orientation of these boxes. So, you can guess what I'm about to say. And if you guessed correctly and you said textures, you would be correct. We're looking at our favorite Kenny stuff again. Assets. We want, like, the physics stuff. Something physics-y. What do you think that would be? So clearly we want it to be 2D. Yeah. And it's platformery. There's like this 8-bit one, which is like the worst idea possible for a physics game. The shape characters, now they are kind of like... No. Oh, there's a rune thing there. That's pretty cool. But... I don't know. I'm yawning already. Blooming heck. It's only 10 o'clock. What's wrong with me? This might be actually the right idea. Long is the tiles are all kind of decent. Oh, I know why this isn't view it because I've not extracted. So if I click new folder res, then click reveal, I can then just put them in there, tiles, and then you can see all the different tiles. So how big are these? Because I just want something that's like a crate looking one. So one of these might be all right. Like the brown one looks good in my opinion. And these are 64 by 64. So that's what our unit size is going to be, guys. That's a meter. That is 32 by 32. They're tiny, but it's correct. Yeah, so we don't even have to worry about the color anymore. We can just put a texture in there. And then we can just, instead of doing that, we can just draw texture pro. But is it pro that we want? It might just be XE. So we have the texture, right? We have the rect. No, let's yeah, let's do pro again. So we have pro, we have the texture. Yeah. The rectangle is the source destination, which is not going to be that. It's going to be effectively we can just cheat on that, so we can get texture texture site. Texture tells us already, so if we do that, like that, yeah. Then we can do the destination one. So let's say that the rect there. Then we've got the origin, which is the extent. Then we've got the orientation. And then we've got the tint, which we can just say it's white for the time being. Like that. So when we create the box, it's a texture, that's going to be box texture. And I'm just going to put that as a global. Time being. Yeah, let's do that. Res, tiles, platform, pack, tile 035.png. Like that. And when we do the ground as well, so ground, texture equals that. Yeah, there's no color anymore. Okay. We probably don't want that as the box one because it's not, but the ground one we definitely need a new one, don't we? So if we do that again, ground texture, it's say 001. It's going to be that, but notice this doesn't look good. So we do need kind of like a tiling approach. Let's say texture rectangle. Like so. So when we do it, here, width, height, like that. And then we can do it for this as well, for the ground texture. But that is now going to be, that's the amount of pixels, but we now need it to be scaled effectively by how many of those things that we could have. So if we know its size, right? That'll tell us exactly how many it is. So if we just do that can't be correct, by the way. That's not texture, that's meant to be a rectangle. Oh, that worked. So we just put the size of the shape in there and it was done. Okay, that's working. The shape of that is 64, so what'll be 32? Look at that. Look at that. We've got all these random entities I just added, but we've also got those. So those ones I added there, which are in the middle. There we go. This looks like a Box2D demo. I'm starting to learn. How are you guys enjoying this so far? Pretty good? Pretty good? Yeah, good, good. Right. This is kind of a... let's create some ground so we can create, copy and paste that. That was going to be 0, 0 was the X, but no, actually it's going to be 144 minus 32 minus 64 minus 1. Yeah, so that's going to be the position, and then the size is going to be 256 by 640. Yeah. Oops, got the comment wrong. But then that means its position isn't correct. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think that's what that thing was meant to be when I was doing the rendering, the draw thing here. Like I've got position, but I think that's why I was trying to do what? World point. Hmm. That's not right. I'd love to figure it out from a general coordinate system, but this is just me playing with pixel coordinates rather than us like an abstracted view. So this is working. In fact, I've got 30 entities. Let's go for 100. There's probably not enough there if I go for 100. So that's probably too low down. So if I go to 0, let's go to like 50. Yeah, there's a little bit too many actually, but probably not enough. Let's reduce the restitution again. Like that. Yeah, that's starting to work all right. So you can start to see there's some orientation, but we're not seeing exactly which is the orientation. So we changed the box texture from like that 35, and you can't see what I'm doing, to the 30 maybe? No, let's go for one of the like the locks, because then I can at least see there's some orientation going on. Yeah? Makes sense? There we go. Now, I could put some random stuff in there, you're right. But I'm pretty happy with learning this so far. This is me only being an hour into it. Now, I'm that confident now, I could probably just make a game, right? Right? Now, I was originally thinking, I was planning on doing this stream for like all week, pretty much. And I've only had just today to get to do it. So, I was wondering what kind of game it was. Now, I asked around, and people did come up with some good answers. Now, there's one that always just keeps coming nagging me back at me, but the problem is I probably won't be able to do it in a single stream. So this maybe I have to multi-part stream, unlike my other ones, which are like meant to be one game in a stream. Now I've got, because this is a Box2D, it's two-dimensional. You don't have to treat it like a platformer, but you can. So some people were saying like, oh, why don't you make like a go-kart game or like a Dodgems game or something like that? Which sounds good, but like, too much work. So I'm thinking, why don't we do a grumpy avian-based game? You've heard me, a grumpy avian-based game. Now, clearly, I'm saying that so I don't get copyrights. But you can see what I mean. It's the I'm not really saying the name of the game won't make a difference. But yeah, it's Grumpy Avians is what it's going to be, and that means I'm going to have to draw some of my own art, or at least not initially. So this is going to be fun. Grumpy Avian based game, Microsoft Flight Simulator 1992. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. But like, okay, so for people who don't know what I'm actually doing and the joke's not coming through, I'm making the Angry Birds. Now, Angry Birds is clearly, is there a example, like, or is it just stupid marketing? I can play it here, apparently. I'm going to play it now. No, I don't. So I want to see, like, look. So the general idea is you fire birds at a contraption, and then you've got to destroy these. The green things, but they're meant to be pigs. If you can see this screenshot, that's what you're meant to do. So you do have these complicated contraptions, which are all kind of do that, and they all just kind of collapse. So there are some really nice things, but at work, someone's asking me, I'm not using AI for anything, okay? I refuse to use AI. For this, at least. Also, AI always gives you bad results. It really does. You can see all the different shapes. The thing is about the Angry Birds is, look, they all were different shapes. So they're all going to have different collisions and such. Now, not perfectly different, but hey, it works. Now, I don't remember if Angry Birds use Box2D or if their own game engine, like their own physics engine, to say. But we don't. Either way, it's pretty simple, right? So that was one idea I had, and it seems to be like the one that keeps nagging me to do. And it kind of makes sense. Like, again, some of these are different shaped, which means they're going to have different properties when you throw them. Right? So, it now makes me wonder, God, why is there... well, how old is Angry Birds, really? 2009. Showing my age. Then I'm saying, yes, I need to make a game from 2009, which was 15 years ago. Oh, wow. It was a whole animated series. There was an entire film. Of course there was. Not just that, there was a sequel. Yeah. This is just kind of crazy to me. OVO Entertainment. Was that their first game? No, it wasn't. Oh, they did loads. Oh, they got on the N-Gage. Now that is a blast from the past. For people who don't know, Nokia tried to make their own like game console phone. And from what I remember, it was a bit of a flop. It was an attempt to lure away from the Game Boy Advance, including telephone functionality. I'm like, yeah, no. Okay, N900. Oh, I remember that one as well. I remember seeing it and going, that's interesting at least. I remember saying it was interesting. Yeah? But I also think it was kind of a bit like, no. Java ME, they're on Java things, they did this. Need for Speed Carbon? On the Java ME. Oh. So, yeah, they did things pre all that. There was like loads of Java ME things. Like, oh my God. That would have been fun. Like, not fun to program on Java ME. Like, damn, they were having fun. And they did games for loads of games by the looks of it. Loads of them. But it wasn't until Angry Birds that they really, really took off. And that seems to be all they ever did after this. Except Sonic Rumble, apparently. Whatever. Was there involvement in it? Okay. Good to know. So, but the problem is with this Angry Birds clone is we don't actually have to have really good assets to begin with. We just need to get something that works. So then the general idea is when we click and then drag, we have two different actions. So the first one is click on the, we make sure we're clicking on the entity. And when we click on the entity, it goes into one state. So we're getting into the preparation state. And as soon as we release, it then adds the velocity. So it shouldn't be too difficult, but we do need to create a world of sorts. Makes any sense? So I'm going to go back to get rid of that key thing shape. This is the box one, and I need to find out a nice one. So let's go for the like a tile, something like that. Those bricks maybe a little bit. Let's go for the other one. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but like now you're doing the results. So if I just build up a world, at least, yeah, we'll get rid of the rotations. We can probably add some like stuff to it. So do an X and a Y kind of thing. So X. So they're going to be like, I'm trying to think how I'm going to do this. We could just probably manually add the place positions in. So we've got like an 800 and like a 900. It's probably, that's not far enough. So if we go to about, 1500 here. Yeah. And then it's going to be just above. No, not enough. It's 1440 minus 64. Which, so 1440 minus 1 minus 64 gives me the right place, which is 1375. That wasn't enough up. So 1/4, like, is it like there? Yeah, so that's in the right, exact right place. We have another one on top, but they may not be in the right places. That's the thing. Yeah, you see what it's kind of dug in somehow. But maybe I'm just doing it wrong. What I'm trying to think. So, is it like 311? Yeah, that's where I meant to do. And then you got 64. So that sets the base. Yeah, so we've now got some. We've got kind of a bridge. And then we could also do the same thing again. So if that's for I, that's the J coordinate. That's 4. That's great. Now we can do an I coordinate and we can just create a little fortress, as I'd say. Look, we've got a little box, but we can make it a little bit bigger. So we can go, I know, 96. Yeah? And then we could probably make this a little bit higher. Let's go about, I know, 8 high. Great. That looks cool to me. But let's do not 96. Let's do 128. So we space them out a little bit more. Great. Now we need to get the... We've got all these different textures. So we need to have the... Let's call this the projectile texture. Yeah. And then the projectile texture is going to be that, I think. So you won't see what it is until I add the projectile. But we're going to add, create projectile. Won't need a rotation. Okay, and then that's going to be the projectile texture. And then we can add our own projectile to this bunch now. That one's going to be at, let's say, 100 in. And, I don't know, 1200 out. Rotation, I'm just going to add that in. 0. You can see what I mean? So now that's got there, but that's probably not the best projectile to be using. Let's go for 44, actually. Let's go for that number. Yeah, that looks slightly better in my opinion. And it is a circle this time round. So it's not actually a box. It's actually a make. I need... is there a way to make a circle? Yeah, there technically isn't any circles because it's only doing polygons, which is fine. But I thought there would be like at least like some sort of polygon I could create. Oh, I've got an idea. You'll bear with. Whoops, that was wrong. Move the projectile down to here. Make rounded box. There you go. Rounded box. Might be a little bit too much. This is the problem. Yeah, that's hard to do. Why is that not as I expect? Is it quarter that then? Whatever, right. But all I need to do here is I need to set some information. So body def, we need a linear velocity, yeah? And the linear velocity, let's go 100 and negative 100 because I'm doing not enough. But that's the direction I want to use, yeah? And I'm going to say by about 400. Yeah, so let's go to 1,000. Oh, way too much. 700. Good, but those things... Okay, so the mass of this isn't good enough, but those boxes need a bigger mass. Density is what I'm looking for. Okay, not mass, but density. So if I go to... box shape, density... 20, way too much, but it looks better. So we go to a 3. It's not enough. Okay, that's fine. See what I'm doing? Yeah, I'm literally only sipping on whiskey at the moment. I'm not trying to get drunk, actually, really. I've just had a sore throat for about a week, and it's still not going. So if people saw the Crime Gen stream and you saw me drink, I'm like, literally, it's the only way to get rid of a sore throat I found properly. Well, at least make it better. Yeah. We could also add some, like... With this projectile, right? Could add some angular velocity to the mix. Angular velocity... Let's say, like, 3 radians per second. Looks cooler. Yeah, so they look okay, but we need to space them out a little bit more. So if I go to 256... And it says there's loads of friction on these. So if I get the boxes... Let's go very little friction. Like that. Look at that. Let's go half as a coefficient. I don't know what these units are in. I can't remember. What is the frictions in? They're in... The coefficient, yeah. Usually within 0.1. Yeah, of course. You can go stronger than that. Let's say to like 0.3. Yep. Makes sense. But if we go even higher, like 0.5. You know what I mean? It's domino action there. But point 3, I think, is funny because you can push it out, it just nudges it. So, we look at the projectile. At the density. Let's go for the density be like 2. I think it's 1 by default, I would have bet. That's working. But another thing that we need to do is add some velocity to it all. So I'm just stretching my legs. Oh, so that's going to be fun. So I wanted this to be on the ground of sorts, didn't I? I didn't want to add any velocity to it initially. Yeah. So when I click on it, or click and drag anywhere, in fact, all I have to do is click and drag somewhere. So if I do that, so if it was pressed, is the first thing. So click position equals mouse. Mouse, get mouse position. Like that, yeah? So now we have the actual, like, like that. And now what I need to do is draw a rectangle in the mouse position. And then we can, when we click it, it will do that. So, like that. So when it's down, I can now draw the thing. So if we just do it on top as well. That's drawing a line, but effectively I need a... There we go. Start position is the click position, then the mouse position. Thickness, let's say that is like 64 pixels wide. And I'm thinking like, let's go for red, but like half the transparency. Like that. See what I mean? And then on release, mouse position minus click position. No, it's going to be the click. No, click position. No, it's going to be that way around, yeah. And then we set velocity. Like that. Yeah, I got it the wrong way around. I knew I had it the wrong way around. I just couldn't remember. We need to put a multiplier in here. So... And in fact, what I need to do is that's not getting the velocity. That's going to be the delta velocity. Let's like multiply it by 2. V is going to be whatever the actual velocity is. And then we're adding the new delta in there, because when we can do that, we can just keep adding to it. Like that. See what I mean? So once it's done that, I'll need to do a reset button as well. Like clearly launch. Whoops. I also probably need to add a ground that's at the walls. Like that is just giving me the wrong around. That is a wall now, so we probably need a wall, not just a ground. And then for the wall, we probably want... Let's go for, yeah, for the grey walls, I think. Right. That's one wall. I'll add another wall now. Like that. The problem is, this isn't that big to me. The projectile should probably be bigger. If I do 64... Like, yeah, so when I add some... Now I kind of need the more velocity you've got. Yeah, this is the new Angry Birds. Sorry, we're calling it Grumpy Avians, obviously. Grumpy Avians is the kind of thing. And welcome to the Tat DJ. So we're not being the most original idea here, but this is just me trying to learn how to do Box2D. And we've got it now part as the Odin vendor libraries. So it's kind of pretty cool is what I'm trying to say. I now need to figure out the velocity kind of thing. So if I... Caleb math, vector 2 length. Let's do that. So we've got the new DV. Yeah. That'll be fine, right? That'd be a no. Right, let's go even slightly less, like that. It's just adding some like rotation for when I... Yeah, let's go even to like 1,000th of that. 3 times more? Look at that. This is getting there, right? Also, we need to give it a name, probably not Box2D idea. We'll call this Grumpy Cogs. And clearly the bounds, like the projectile itself is just like, it's not even correct. It just isn't. Look, I would have said it's like that, isn't it? And for some reason, it's not. Unless the extent I have to do here is like a half. Like, I'm not actually sure how it's wanting me to, like, define it. You know what I mean? That looks a bit better. Yeah, that looks more correct. Oh, that looks a lot better. It's not actually a circle, though, is it? Angry Bills. Yeah, again, it doesn't sound good. That's the problem. Isn't good. Like, I love that I can just keep flinging it around anytime I need. I also want to add a wall for the roof. So, 32 plus 64 is 96. Add that. So it's 256-ish. 64. No, that's not right. Like that. And then we don't need the full length, so... You know what? We can have the full length. It'll look fine. Right, there we go. There's an entire world. We can't get out of it now either. We're stuck in here. Right, I also think that these things should be higher. And then probably a little bit more spread out still. There's 4 on that. Looks better. That's 1 we've knocked over. Oh, no. No. We've gone the wrong way. 2. Hey, whoa. Yeah. I'm not saying, not calling it balls against the walls. That's just not, that's not good. That's not good. I've also just noticed the other thing I need to do here is math.sine of dv.x. Right? If we're going that way, we're going to roll that way and roll that way. Yeah, that works sense, yeah. That was fine. Yeah. Working. I'm kind of liking this. This is pretty good, right? I'm getting enjoyable with the thing and it's going in and... But this is not a game. And even if it was, I'm not sure what the objective is yet because we haven't got anything kind of sorted. So, guys, ideas, because this was going to work. Yeah, we could do that. So if it's held down, then the DT... You mean like this? So if I do that and then it look slow-mo. You mean like that? Whoa. Like that. Was that what you mean? Yeah, a lot of those Flash games use Box2D, they did, I think. Or something like that they did. Slow-mo, look at that. Whoa! Yeah, but that's the thing, is I'm just adding velocities, and I don't know if that's technically how it should feel, because if you like, add that, it's going to just go 0 now. When in reality, maybe you just want it to set it at that, and be done. Also, I want to increase the mass of those things as well, because... not ground. Like, they're already high. Is the projectile density any higher? No, let's go for 5. Go for 100. Let's say the restitution's really low as well on those boxes. Wow. Yeah, I'm making the noises for you. Pew 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 pew. 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 All right. Pew 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 pew. Sorry, this is pretty cool. Like, look, we slow it down, and then it goes, and then we go, wee. Right, so if I go, 1, launches it out, 2, lift it up, and then, phew, fire. We can fire up like that, and then we can go, pew. That's not actually a bad mechanic, is where you would fire up, and then you slow down, and then you pinpoint what you want. Right? So, ping, ping, what? Ping, 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 ping. There we go. That's not the best one in the world, but look, it's very fun that you hold this down. Also, this is like the worst animation drawing I've ever seen. So, to make it better, let's clean it up, shall we, guys? Right? We're drawing it here. I think that this, let's call this thickness. Let's clamp a number. Right, let's go X between, like, I don't know, start off with 16 and go up to 64. And then that distance is going to be the, math? I mean Raylib, sorry. Yeah, that doesn't... I'm clamping it, but it's not the right... thing. So I'm thinking if I like do a 1/10 of it, like that starts to feel better. So we can then add a new line as well. So we've got from the click position, but what we need is the arrows, right? And those arrows are going to be like rotated a little bit, and they're going to be the same length, obviously. So this is going to be DP. Yeah. Click position plus DP, but that DP now needs to be rotated. And we want to rotate that by a certain amount. So if people know how to do their matrices, this makes it so much easier. Okay, so we have a matrix. We call it R. Matrix 2x2 of an F32. And then we have the cosine sine stuff. I think it's called sine cos, actually. That's the case. Then I want to do, let's say, let's just do 1 radian again, because I'm being lazy. Mismatch. Like that. Oh, look. So we got the wrong angle. Okay, so that wasn't enough. So we needed to do math.pi. Let's go to math.tau, sorry. And then I wanted quarter. So we do quarter turn, so plus like an 1/8. So 375. Yeah, that looks fine. And the length of that, I want to kind of keep to... Because interesting at the moment, it's just doing DP. But that length is... like, it's not normalized, so... Like that, yeah? And I'm just going to put 20 in there, like 20 pixels. Not math, sorry. Reload again. And let's also get rid of this, like, transparency. Let's just go full on. 64. And the thickness is always going to be 64, I think. No, that's not good enough. Let's just... Right, let's go for the length again. Let's just do like half, like 2 of it. Right. So we've got 1 there. Let's call that R1. No, R0. No, let's go... yeah, R0, R1. And then that's going to be just literally the transposition of this. So that's kind of an arrow, but it's not perfect. So we need to have an R3 in there. Right? No, it doesn't matter which one it is. I don't think it matters what that angle is for the thing, as long as it's equal to the thickness. Let's go for orange so we can see it where it's being rendered. Okay, so it's not being rendered in the right place. Effectively, I just need to rotate it around 1 point. So we probably don't need a draw line. We want it a square, so draw rectangle row. We have to have the rectangle, which is 64, 64. The origin So we need to do the click position. So click position.x, click position.y. The origin is going to be 32, 32. In fact, oh no. It's going to be thickness. It's going to be thickness times 0.5. Yep. The rotation. I'm just going to say it's 0 for the time being. And then we do that. Because then at least when we have rotation, we can then figure out the rotation here. Yeah, that is still wrong because I now need to do the raylib dot add to degree. And that's fine, but now I need to add math.tau times by, was it an 1/8 of a turn? Sorry, 1/8 of a turn. No? 1/4 of a turn? Oh no, that's the wrong one still. Say 45 degrees. Yeah, there we go. So then we can change that back to the lovely red. Hey, look at that. We have an arrow where the length of that, I think we can probably clamp. But that's going to be fun. So this will be the point P is math dot vector to normalize of the DP times by no, we'll just say the minimum. No, it says clamp it, yeah. Clamp between that 1. So it's going to be math dot vector to length. And let's give that as maximum of, let's say 128 or something. Not math, it's RL. Sorry. Yeah, 128 was not enough. Look, and then it just stops. Yeah. That I think is going well. So we could just do thickness, you're right. But yeah, we could do thickness and then we get rid of the... It doesn't look right. So if I do 10, it's too much. So 3. No, it wasn't good enough. That is not enough. So if I go to 64, 250, no, 128. Look, arrow straight away is not good enough. 64, there we go. That is telling me the arrow, and that's going well. Now, the problem I've got is if I go back to having this, so if I call this color, yeah, you'll see a problem now when I go to put the transparency back in, yeah? Everything overlaps. Which isn't actually the good thing, to put it bluntly. But there's not much I can do about that. So we're just going to go full on, change this color to be a little bit less subdued. That's a little bit... let's boost them up to about 100 and that to 50. That's a nicer orange. There we go. I think that's fine, don't you? Pew, 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 pew. And it's like bullet time. So we're going to try and... I love how that just kind of stood up, but... Pew! Pew, 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 pew. I love how I'm just adding to the velocity every single time. But maybe shouldn't be adding velocity. That's the thing. Well, maybe we just need to apply a force. Right? And the way I'm thinking this is... This applies a force, but that force is well not strong enough. But then I just have to apply a force and don't need to worry about this. And I can also add a torque. I'm applying a force. Unless it's literally an instantaneous force. That's all it is. It's an impulse I wanted. Well, yes, that's exactly what I wanted, was the impulse. 10,000? Yeah, it was impulse I wanted, and we have a... There we go. Whoa, that was a bit too much. So, let's go 2 times. And select fire. Oh. It might be actually better to hit like certain things and not others. So that could have been the actual objective of the game. There's this slow-mo mechanic that someone asked, which is actually quite fun, by the way. Is if we hit specific things when we're flying in the air, we may be able to do it. Now, I've done impulses here, but it could have been velocities we meant to use. Fly out there. No, because this is the thing, is that still doesn't feel like I've got enough impulse to go. That's a little bit too much, so let's go there. But it might be also I need to actually figure out the mass of the thing. Yeah, I think if I apply the mass, it goes even crazier. So if I get rid of the mass terms to all of these. Yeah, that's way too much now. Get rid of the angular impulse and just literally just have the mass. 100th is too little. 10th is not enough. So let's do 10 times that. Way too much too. 3 again. The slowdown is a bit... It's a little bit too much. Let's go half. No, let's go third-ish. There. So, the other thing I wanted to do was when it fire it, you want to give it a little bit of a little bit of that, but not as much as it had. Like that's angular impulse. Like look at that, it's spinning like there's no tomorrow. One of the tiniest amount of angular impulse when we fire things because it adds a little bit of randomness. I'm getting the hang of this now. Actually, to fly and like fling off, like not actually like nudge them all. So there we go. Yeah, I kind of need some hazards. DRM GUI probably never will be coming to vendor. The main reason as to why is it will become a support nightmare. I actually considered doing it, but it's like, look, there's a difference between supplying batteries included and then supplying an entire car, like an electric car. That's what DRM GUI would be. As much as it nice would be, it shouldn't be in vendor. See what I mean? I'm kind of getting the hang of the firing. So it's very much a, this is what's going on. So like, if I can go lift up like that, and then ping, and then, whoop. No, fire like that, without ever knocking the first ones off, that would work, right? So if it's valid, you can hit it, they'll be colored in green or something, and then the ones you can't hit, like that one's fine, and then you'll be like, those will be fine. Ping, ping, ping. And then the objective of the game is probably do it in the least amount of clicks possible. That's not, like, this is clearly not Angry Birds anymore. But I've kind of got another game mechanic. It's literally fire, 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 and then fire. So it would work. So whichever ones we have doing, it was like if we had green ones, we'll get a score. If we hit red ones, if the red ones get hit. No, if the red ones get hit, no. If the red ones hit the ground, then yes. Now, I can't remember if there was like a way of adding like sensors to this. Like, oh yeah, it is sensor. Duh. Now, it was one thing I didn't do when I was designing this. Is like, look, these were like, oh, I could have made these just return like 2 slices and then I just wrap this, but I thought, no, I want to kind of keep it what it was, the API too much. So I've only mildly changed the Box2D stuff. So if I hit that, fire, there we go. So this is kind of, that would be a cool mechanic to show off, if you know what I mean, where you'd go like that. Okay, so one thing I can do is reset the entire world and create the world. I could probably do this now. like that. And then we can just create the world by doing this. And then if RL is mouse button released, let's say it's R, it just creates the world for us. We'll probably just do it up here. b2.worldid, append. That's mouse button. It's key released. Projectile ID. Crashed. Okay, that's good news. Not. Click R, it resets. Now we have a world state, man. Fire. Okay, so the size of the projectile is quite big. Right, so if we scale him down a little bit, so if we go to like 48 maybe. Right, and then we also increase the density up as well. Like, I don't know, by 1.5. I think that feels better now, yeah. Yeah. Pretty good, right? Trail effect? No, I don't like trail effects on stuff like that. I don't like motion blur either. We've got a world thing, haven't we? This is pretty good. Pretty good, right? Greetings, greetings. This is not a bad little game, is it now? So, we can also see, we could call these different walls. We've got the boxes. We've got the rotation in here, but we don't need the rotation because there was, there isn't any more now. So we get rid of that. So instead of having that, we could probably have... oh, welcome to the raid. Anyway, yes, great. So instead of having the rotation, so if I get that off, just we'll still compile at this, won't it? So yeah, that'll be fine. Right, so we have this, and then we can go woo like that, woohoo, woohoo like that, and then go wah like that, and then slow mo hitting that. I go across. Oh, I missed it completely. And if I do a on like the ground here, no, the box, sorry, is what's it called? Oh, is target. Yeah. What we're also going to do here is we're going to have a color. Everything else that we're doing here though is going to be like so when we do the draw, we have e.color. 0? No, it's not 0. I need to do the max, so h equals 10. Yeah. And then once I've done that, we've got is target. That thing, can we say green is what I'm thinking in my mind. Right? The idea is we're going to just try and hit the targets. And then 1, 2, we got that one. And that one. Yeah! This is great. This is the Odin programming language. And by the way, I am the creator of it. So if you've never heard of it, there you go. If I let people know what Odin is, if I go to the Odin website, here we go, odinlang.org. You can go for light mode or dark mode, doesn't really matter which one you want. And yes, it's a C alternative. It said Odin is a general purpose programming language with a distinct typing built for high performance modern systems and data oriented programming. Odin is a C alternative for the joy of programming. When I say joy, I really mean it. Clearly, you can see I'm having so much fun messing around with this. Like, phew. Okay, so we've got that. And then I think I can hit that green. I can hit that green and then hit the other green. Yes! See? So that's fun, right? That's really fun. And that, there we go. So you can clearly tell what I'm trying to do is I'm probably going to need some sensors. So if the projectile hits those boxes that are green, then something needs to trigger. So if I hit that, oh no, green box hit. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2. Oh, double whammy there. And no, not enough. Not enough. Hitting them's not enough. I think the green boxes need to hit the floor. So if I LLVM, we'll probably get rid of LLVM as the default in the future. Yeah, we're trying to, but it's like clearly we don't want to break things. Clearly, it's not the goal of the language to break things. Yeah. This isn't a bad little game I've made. I wouldn't release this, obviously, to anyone, but it's a nice little thing for me to learn Box2D with. Like, it wasn't difficult to get going. One. 2. Okay, that's 2. 3. I'm getting better at this now. My own game, I'm getting better at it. You'd hope, right? Oh, for flipping heck. Right. I don't like the projectile thing because it doesn't look that good, but yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting penalized for hitting the brown ones. Or I'm not sure what the rules of the game are going to be. So at the moment, they're quite... Like, those heights are quite high. So if I do 6, right? The idea is if I can get the greens to hit the ground, that is a point. Oop. No. There you go. I noticed when I pull the thing back... No, that was not good. That would work. Yeah? So... Yeah, I made the boxes green on purpose because the whole point is that they're the target to hit. Yeah? Like, I'm going to make... If I can hit them, so I need to figure out how to do, like, trigger... Like, sensors now. So, sensor. So the goal is everything's going to have a sensor to it. Right? Everything. But if the ground... It needs to be done once. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how I do this. I don't know how to use Box2D. So, you can see what I'm trying to do. So if you hit the green ones... Yeah. No, what the heck am I doing? Oh, well. I kind of lost my own game there, but... No, I'm lost. I'm not lost yet. Oh, I did it. I'm actually great at my game now. It's perfect. I'm a genius. Genius, I tell you. So, yeah, in Angry Birds, they are green. That was kind of the reason why. But in this case, the game is slightly different to Angry Birds. So I'm trying to just hit the green boxes and not topple any of the rest. But notice you can change in mid-flight the thing. It's not just like hit once. Because if it was Angry Birds, the whole point would be to knock these structures down, right? And they'd all hit the ground. And then you'd have like the... it would reset every single time. So Angry Birds would do that. So the question is, should we do the Angry Birds or should we do this cool slow-mo thing in like... It's a real serious question. Are we doing Angry Birds or are we doing this cool slow-mo thing? What do people think? Questions? Anyone? Anyone in the audience thinking about this? Slow-mo thing seems cool, but... Yeah, you could move dodge. It sounds cool, yeah. Maybe you could do mid-air changes. Yeah, it's the thing, is it does feel like as soon as you slow down like that, oh, and then you have to move and you go, wee, whoa, wee, wah, 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 wee, wah. Because you can hover. Like, if you do it, if you know exactly what you're doing, you can hover, right? Yeah? I can spin it up and spin it down and... Like, there's a lot of mechanics you could teach with this kind of idea. There probably should be a limit to, like, how many you press, or the score goes down or something like... I don't know if it's score-based or literally click-based. But yeah, it would work. Yeah, like, you could imagine there's other things where you've got to... Pew, like that, and then pew, like that, whoops. And I'm clicking off every single time. Pew. There we go. You could easily do a... This is effectively Flappy Bird at this point. Like, you're right, we could do a Flappy Bird thing. But now I'm not doing Flappy Bird. Good God, am I not doing Flappy Bird. Such a trivial game to make. I could make that in an hour. Like, you've probably seen me on stream making games. I could do a Flappy Bird in an hour, and it would be awful. Like, really bad. Maybe I should do Flappy Bird. One stream. Please tell me if you want me to do Flappy Bird. Because if I do, I'm going to hate you guys. But please tell me. Might be another stream, obviously, but I don't know. A Flappy Bird speedrun in Odin with Raylib. As long as I've got the assets ready, yeah, it'll be doable. But honestly, it'd be so simple to make. It wouldn't even be good. Like, not like the implementation would be great. Like, I hate Flappy Bird. I think it's such a bad game. I really do. So bad. I don't even know why it got popular. I really don't know. It's not even a very good implementation of, like, the actual game, if you know what I mean. Why does he do that? There you go. If I go, like... Nope. Like that. No, no. I've got all 4 but -1, so that wasn't very good. Fire! Look at that. Pew pew pew. Pew. Now that's just critical hit. Yeah, it's quite fun actually doing the proper projectile there. So you go fast as I can go. Oops. Seems alright. Maybe you could do a combination of both. Flappy Bird Defense. You don't even know what that means, but you want to find out. I don't know. The mobile platform seems to attract the worst games. I like Polybridge as well. Yeah, Polybridge is good. Hello. Right. I'm probably going to finish this stream in probably like 15 minutes max, I think. Maybe 30 really, really max. Like when I say max, I mean 50 minutes nominal, not max. 30 minutes definitely, because I'm going to go to bed for midnight because I'm tired. So, if I can go like that. Oh, I've done them both at the same time. That was great. This is the thing about game design, because a lot of it is just figuring out what works and what doesn't work. So, yeah, it is literally figuring out what works and doesn't work. I am never going to probably release a book in Odin. I am not a writer. Please, I am well known for typos. So I'm not a good writer. So there might be someone's working on a book, by the way. So someone is working on one. So yeah, Cole Zielinski. I'm just not writing it because I can't write. Pew, like that. If I just get it across, the easiest way is just to go up, like that, and then fire. Like that, yeah. Fly upwards. And then we go up again and again, and then hit it. And there you go, we got that. Oh god, O'Reilly, I don't know, O'Reilly books. I've bought many of them. Some of them are okay, and then some of them are just absolutely dreadful. Because they are just different people every single time, aren't they? So. Oh no. Yeah, it's funny how it kind of doesn't roll properly. I swear there was like a circle shape. Oh, it's a circle shape here. That's for shape, isn't it? Center's going to be the position, right? And then the radius is like the project dot extent x. Now it might be that the position is just wrong, what I'm doing now. Yeah, that's not... Yeah, that wasn't good. So projectile, I need to move it across a bit. Okay, so why is the projectile not working as a... Huh? That's confusing to me. No, it might be now I'm rendering it wrong. You know what I mean? So now that I'm probably am rendering it wrong, so no. Hmm. Box2D seems all right to me. I'm still learning it, but yeah, it seems all right. But for some reason, I don't seem to know why this is here. Like, I know there's a debug drawer, by the way. Like, debug drawer. But maybe there's somebody's already written one for Raylib. If they have, that's great. If they haven't, oh, I don't want to draw this again. Yeah, I might have to draw this manually. Oh well. So why is it that if I undo all of this, the polygon shape works, but as soon as I do it to a circle shape, proj.extent maybe? Oh, there we go. So the center is slightly different. So this is now actually a correct circle. So I didn't need to do the stupid rounded box thing. Oh, okay. That's easier than I thought. So much better now. Literally not as lumpy. And nope. Oh no, don't matter. Nope. There we go. But no. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's sometimes when you learn how to make bodges, you think, surely there's a circle in this entire library. But no, I thought it was a rounded rectangle, but nope. Got it. That is c'est magnifique is all I'm going to say. C'est magnifique. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. I won that game, but clearly there's no like win condition in the code. Yeah. So this wasn't bad. Not bad for a stream, I'd say. So we could try another game next time, or continue with this monstrosity, and actually try and make an actual Angry Birds game rather than me just messing around with this. Oops, it bugged out then. Also, the 8 steps is probably not enough. You probably want loads in there if you can help it. Let's go for another 64. Actually, no, let's go for like, let's go 100. Like they're sub-steps. They're like accuracy of the thing. I'm also not sure about the angular impulse thing anymore. Let's just try and keep it like... It probably gains angular impulse as soon as you hit it. There we go, I did that. Pew. Pew, 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 pew. Right, we've got the noises. Right, I'm slouching in my chair, which means I'm tired. They're probably a good time. So this is a good stream. Thank you very much for all tuning in. I had quite a lot of fun. So please tell me, what should we be doing in the next stream? What type of game are we doing? And if you say Flappy Bird, I'll be getting angry. You hear that? I'll be angry. But no, if you can do any other game, that'll be fine. So we've got Box2D. That's really nice that we have it in Odin now. And it's like, okay, you can try it out today. Make sure you download the latest commit on the Odin repository. And then when it comes to the next release for Odin, which will be like September, we'll have it, of course, just part of that release, no problem. So you got Angry Flappy MMO. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. MMOs, they can be doable in a single stream. Geometry Wars. Birds are still okay, just not Flappy's kind. Yeah, that's true. We could do that. Falling Sand game. Oh, we could. Yeah, I'd say it's a sandbox, but not necessarily a game. But yeah, Falling Sand. Sports Heads clone. I don't even know what Sports Heads is. Or do I? I've never heard of it. Okay, I'm guessing you just bounce a ball on each other's heads. I don't want you to do Flappy Bird. I'm just doing that as a joke. Mario, but you can punch the tiles. Punch the tiles into enemies. Oh wait, so you're punching the tiles into the enemies rather than when you punch the tile, it becomes an enemy. Well, both sound like a cool idea though. So, bumper cars. I thought about bumper cars, like a 2D one, but dodgems are a bit. How do I put it? I don't know. It just seems a little bit too much work for something. Not necessarily too much work, but not enough fun when you're only a single player. And I don't want to write an AI in a stream. Doom engine. I mean, I can do a Raycaster. I've done that on like Ludum Dares before. The Raycasters are trivial to write, but in that case, you do not want Raylib. The whole point of Raycaster is I just want a pixel buffer, and Raylib is kind of the opposite. So you could always do SDL and then use its pixel buffer. That would work. Or you could do straight onto WASM and do it that way. That would be an example. Ooh, what else is there that we could do? Elastomania. Again, we're talking about all these games I don't even know about. Elastomania. Platform game released in 2000. So, what is it? Oh, it's this. I remember playing a game very much like this, but I don't remember if it was called Elastomania or not. So if I start playing it now, by the way, now a real Twitch streamer games, right? Oh, is there a free? I thought it was a. I have to buy this game. What the hell is this Vin Diesel knockoff? That's terrifying. That is actually terrifying to look at. Just look at that. That is terrifying. And I know it's meant to be Vin Diesel, kind of, but it maybe. I don't know. It's terrifying, that is. Sorry, I was just looking at this. But, I mean, I remember playing was a Flash game. Now, the question is, do I remember how to find one like that? But I don't know. Probably not. What else is there? We could do WebGL stuff, maybe. I'll think about it when we get it. I've been trying to learn Raylib, actually, to be honest with you. The WebGL stuff is a little bit more manual. This is the thing, is it probably... It will put people off because WebGL... Well, not WebGL, but like WASM in general is a pain. Like, WASM is not simple. It really isn't. But, yeah, if you got any more... I've never learned WebGPU, so I could always learn WebGPU on a stream. That's always good fun. I could learn it. Now, I know Leighton, who's in the chat probably, did implement all of the WebGPU stuff for Odin, so that's pretty cool. Like, there is a full-on WebGPU library in there, so just before I go, let me see if I can get WebGPU up. But WebGPU is mainly for... there is a JavaScript stuff, so it does work. So if I share my screen, we've got the WebGPU stuff here. It's clearly all here. I don't know, I just don't like the idea of WebGPU, to be honest with you. Does mini clip still exist? Most likely. A question. It's going to take a while for cross-compilation. So, okay, I'm going to tell you the answer here. And this is why people asked this question before, but it's... how do I put this? They're always asking the wrong question, and I don't mean this because they're wrong, right? Okay, I'll rephrase. Odin already supports cross-compilation. What it doesn't in the out-the-box support is cross-linking, right? So compilation just means you not generate an object file. The linking is the hard problem, and cross-linking is something which works if you're just caring about, let's say, Linux. If you only care about Linux, you can deal about it. But if you're trying to compile to, let's say, Mac from a Windows machine, or Linux from a Windows machine, it's not going to work. Or if you're going to compile from a Linux or a Mac machine to a Windows machine, it ain't going to work. At least correct well. So this is where the problems happen. So I'm trying to way of framing this. Cross-linking is not as simple as some of the languages maybe you're trying to make it out, because they just ignore Windows, is the best way of putting it. And when you have Windows, you pretty much have to develop on Windows. Now, that's why we've not really put much effort into doing anything to do with cross-linking, because it's literally not going to be possible. And you may think, well, we could do it. I'll just do the MinGW way. Like, we're not support. MinGW is just not compatible. I always recommend people use the Visual Studio stuff. Don't use the MinGW stuff, really, if you can help it. But yeah. Yeah, so if you've got any more questions before I go, please let me know. And it should be okay. Otherwise, I'm going to go to bed. So it's been nice speaking to you, and I'll just wait literally one more minute, and then I am seriously going to sleep. So, there we go. Oh, stretch. Oh. Yeah. That was it. Ooh. Right, I think I'm going to call that. It's not even a minute, but whatever. So, good night, everybody. I hope you enjoy that stream. Stay tuned for the next game something development stream that I'm going to be doing. It will be within a week. Touch wood. But it should be anyway. Actually, whatever's there. But yeah. So see you, everybody, and have a wonderful night.